box, man, and it's pretty interesting. This is a realistic mask. Oh, and it costs only 2.5 euros. Oh, this is very scary. This is a synthetic mask that looks almost like real. You can imagine what people can use this to do. Whoa, whoa. You wouldn't even recognize these guys putting on a mask. Oh, this is very scary.
Do you see any of these tools in your showers? Because if you do, let me tell you why you should throw them away right now. Due to a lack of education on the matter, people are not aware of the fact that these exfoliating tools are really bad for your skin. You don't trust me? Go on your Google search and type, "How bad is a loofah for my skin?" and thank me later.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
First see this video, it takes a minute to settle in because you see a walkway, you see people walking through it, and you assume, okay, well, when's it gonna start? What's next? But when you notice there's no plane attached to that, these passengers are debarking from nothing.
The pilot posted his video of the ghostly passengers appearing to walk from nowhere, and it quickly went viral.
This is pretty strange. I've never seen so many ghosts like that in a group. It's pretty amazing. I mean, what is going on here?
I do believe that there can be crowds of ghosts and spirits. I think in this case, what you're seeing is the imprint of residual energy at the location. Just like with hotels and hospitals.
Yo, are those real ghosts? Oh, I don't think so.
This is a Raggedy Ann doll that's made like thousands of other dolls. Except that this doll was used in communication, almost like having a seance. A nurse had received the doll, 1971, as a present, a Christmas present from her mother. And the doll stands about 3 foot high. And she would take it to bed with her at night. That's common enough for girls to do. I take a pillow. Some people take a doll. Girls would like that. And one morning she got this idea to bring the doll from the bedroom into the kitchen where they were having breakfast. And she put it in a chair. And she said, "Oh, Raggedy Ann here's going to have breakfast with us today," joking around. Okay, well, that was a joke. Then, the next thing,
Bless you.
the next thing, she brought it down again the next morning, and the next morning. But the third morning, they're talking to the doll, and the arms of the doll are on the chair like this. Suddenly, they went up and onto the table. Things would happen in their house, what we refer to as infestation. There'd be knocking sounds. They'd see flashing lights in their bedroom at night, shooting across the room. The bed would shake a little bit. It would get icy cold. They'd hear whispering, which we call magic whispering. They'd leave the doll in the bedroom. They'd come home after midnight, put the key in the door, unlock the door, and who do you think is standing there? The Raggedy Ann doll.
Standing there.
Now, that doll has flimsy legs.
Yeah.
If you try to stand it up, you can't. But I've seen that doll stand. I've seen a lot of things happen around that doll. Well, this still didn't scare them. But one of the fiancés of one of the girls was against all of this. He said, "Burn the doll, throw it away, get rid of it. It's evil." Well, he falls asleep one afternoon, a Saturday. And the doll is in a chair not far from him. And the girls are cleaning up the apartment. He wakes up with a start. He said, "My God, what a nightmare." He said, "I dreamt that that doll was strangling me." He had marks on his throat. Was it psychosomatic? Well, let's see. He gets up, he looks at the doll in the chair, picks it up, and throws it right across the room. "You're nothing but a rag doll. You couldn't hurt anyone." With that, Tony, 7 psychic slashes appear on his body. Wow. Now, we've seen these kind of slashes. We've filmed them. These slashes come from nowheres. The blood came right through his shirt. The nurses witnessed this. Then, a huge chair rolled across the room. pictures on the walls came off, started smashing and breaking. Loud pounding sounds. Now they were all frightened. They called the High Episcopal Canon in Hartford, Connecticut. He called Father Richard Nolan, an exorcist, and Father Nolan called us.
Oh, these videos now with dolls, they are very scary. I cannot imagine this because, these dolls are normally meant for children. Now imagine children with scary or crazy stuff. Man, that's very scary. You guys, have you had encounters with dolls? Oh, I'd like to hear about them. Please tell us in the comment sections. And watch till the end. This is crazy. Oh, what is this? Be back.
Shot something in there. That gotta be at least 20 of them in there.
So I came across this video of this lady who claims to be a ET human hybrid. So I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like, looking at her face, she looks a little, something's going on there. Something's going on there. So I'm not saying she's lying. I'm not saying she's real. I'm just here to put the information out. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Here's the video.
On the Edwards Air Force Base, I was in the wilderness and the mountains until 24 and a half years old. During those times, I was shown by the ETs a lot of different things. I was also having a lot of negative government interactions. I remember finding myself in underground bases, and then the ETs would come and rescue me because the ETs were upset that they were taking the hybrid children. I saw all sorts of genetic testing. I also saw that they had taken ETs and they were keeping them down there, trying to steal the abilities to travel different dimensions from these ETs. Spirits, they wanted to have bodies so that they could have these beautiful experiences. So then they got into the 3D physical form. They were creating new genetic creations. They were creating different animals. Neptune, that's actually where the creation of fish comes from. It's from the aquatic beings that live on Neptune. Venus, that's where chocolate comes from. Strawberries comes from. That's where different plants come from. From each planet, they brought a piece of the other planet's creation. That's what creates Earth. Revelations, it talks about the mark of the beast, and it says it will be in their forehead. It does not mean it's a microchip. It literally means that people are functioning from the reptilian cortex of their brain. And the reptilian cortex is the lower beast energies. It's not the energies of ascension. It's activated through fear. All of this is being thrown at us to keep us from ascending out of the reptilian cortex of our brain. And when it says in the Bible, they will be raptured and taken into the clouds, it does not mean that they're actually going to fly up into the clouds. It means that the frequency of those who are doing the self-work will ascend, and they will be above all that chaos, all the disease, all the fear. They will be flying above it. These are all codes. This is all symbol.
That is very scary to think about it that way. But it's also interesting in many ways. You see, if Earth is a combination of all those other things, then it means we are so much privileged to be here. Imagine if we also celebrated and united ourselves with love here. How interesting could it be? We would even know so much that we don't know about this place and ourselves. Keep watching and watch till the end. You are much respected. Yeah, much love.
Listen to what they're saying about the satanic agenda that's being pushed on us and what we need to do about it.
I was watching this movie by Seth Rogen the other day. The first 10 minutes,
satanic, demonic, disrespecting Jesus, all of it through songs, through jokes, through everything. I'm like, bro, like, what is really going on here? Like, I think it's time for us as believers to be on the offense too, instead of just the defensive. If they could be so bold about the devil, bro, why can't we be bold about Christ?
Put some respect on Jesus' name, bro. Like, I can only take so many upside down crosses on the LED screen. I can only take so much of your agenda before it's time that we start flipping over some tables. I'm not going for none of that. Devil getting pressed on sight.
Follow if you're ready to be bold for Christ.
Oh.
In Israel, that is stolen and continues to kill and oppress the people of Palestine. So we're not downsizing We're going to withdraw our embassy from Israel, and we're going to chase away the Israeli embassy in South Africa. If we can't do that, then our solidarity with the Palestinians is a lip service. We need action, and not only with regard to embassy and cultural activities, including economic activities. We ought to cut ties with Israel. Anything that is produced in Israel should not find its way into South Africa. For how long are we going to fold our arms and allow Israel to kill those people in Palestine? And when we say Israel, we're referring to the state of Israel. We don't mean the Jews. There are a lot of progressive Jewish people. So we must never use the EFF stand on Israel to perpetuate hatred on the Jewish community. We have no problem with the Jewish people at all. We have a problem with the state of Israel, and separate the two. Thank you.
Oh, this is so sad to see people choosing sides here. We should be spreading love, not choosing sides. You see, we are all humans.
Old enough to where now all the things that we had growing up, the new generation are rediscovering.
So I used to co-teach a first-year engineering design course, and about half of each student's grade was dependent on a team project. And in that team project, every year you would have to all set about solving the same engineering design problem. Now, one year that problem was how to respond to an epidemic among the unhoused population in the city. Many teams decided to frame the engineering issue as one of communication. And so the solution then would be aimed at transmitting information to the unhoused population. And this one team thought, well, if they don't have cell phones, if we can't count on them having access to cell phones, then they need some sort of alternative. Handing out cell phones is obviously impractical because how are they supposed to be able to charge them? So we will build stationary phones, which as an added bonus can actually be used by multiple people. And since we are talking about people who lack cell phones, we'll build in some additional functionality so that they can actually use this device to call anyone they want. But we don't want people to misuse or abuse it, so we'll also build in some sort of functionality where they can insert coins to make those optional calls. Just like 25, 50 cents. Yes, they unknowingly invented the payphone. And I had a few notes for them, but it actually was a brilliant solution.
Yo, that was a good idea by that person.
Madam, what did they do? What did they do?
They clean the...
What did they do?
The thing does don't enter.
Doors don't enter waiting.
See now, I won't clean the thing now. Even this one self waiting for you.
What? You dey clean my laptop, you dey mad? You dey crazy? What thing they do yourself? Hey.
Oh my god, you people, be careful who you choose to be your nanny or the person that takes care of your things. But do it with love too. You see, don't turn off a person because you think they don't know this stuff. You can even take one that does not know and you teach them. You see, with love, anyone can understand anything, you see. But this guy could have asked the maid if he knows those things. That is very scary. You know, she just didn't know. Much love to her. I hope she now knows and can no longer do that. Thanks for watching up to this far. Much love from this side. Respect to yourself. Keep it tuned for another fire episode. We out, man. Yeah, thanks.